Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Serrano. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Samsung Galaxy A12 on the left, and on the right we do have the Moto G Power 2021. Now, taking a look at both smart devices, you're going to notice we do have a 6.6 inch on the Power right here, the Moto G Power on the right, which has a punch hole to the left of the side of the screen, as you can see right here. So it does give off a nice punch hole with the 6.6 inch display. And then we do have a V-notch punch hole cut out on the Samsung Galaxy A12. And they're both going to have really big batteries, right? So let me just turn off the dark mode so you can appreciate the screens just a little bit more right now. But we're getting that 5,000 milliamp hour battery on both of these devices. And the other thing that's pretty crazy is they both also do feature the 48 megapixel camera on the rear. We do have that side mounted fingerprint sensor on both of these guys, as well as the volume rocker, which is located right above it. And at the top, we're getting a headphone jack on the Moto G Power with a microphone. We get a microphone on the A12 as well at the top. Now, turning it to the bottom of both of these devices, that's where we're going to get the headphone jack on the A12, and that's where we do get both microphones down below and the speaker, as well as a speaker on here as well. So they're both not going to give you that dual speakers, right? You're only going to get the mono speaker and the Type-C port right beneath there. On the right side, we're just getting that removing slot for expanding your pictures. Now, as far as what comes in the box, they're both pretty similar. We're both getting the 15-watt charging brick. We do get headphones inside of the A12, but we're also getting that 15 watts fast charging speed, which is the standard for fast charging. So we do get the brick included and the Type-C cord as well. And like I said, both handsets are really popular. They both have, so let's test out the security on this guy right here, as far as the facial recognition. And it says that I do need to enter my PIN for the very first time. So let's just go ahead and test out the facial unlock on this guy. So that's really quick on the Moto G Power. There we go. Now, both of these devices are on the June 1st security soft patch right now. And one of the things is that the Moto G Power doesn't have the Android 11, but we do have the Android 11 on the Samsung Galaxy A12 right now. And when it comes to those build qualities, we're definitely getting that two-tone finish, which is like a powdery material right here on the bottom, and then more of a textured material. And we get that slightly smooth feeling on the, it's really smooth on the Moto G Power 2021. So it's really smooth on the back of there, and both of these devices do get system updates. We're on June 1st, like I said before, on both of these things. They both have 8 megapixel front-facing cameras on these guys, and you can notice that when we look into the front-facing camera, you're going to notice that we do get an option here for a group selfie on the A12. You can get to your settings right here. You can get active photos. You could also get the flash on the front, which is going to light up the screen. And when you go to this phone, this option right here, you're also going to get flash as well. You could turn that on, off, or auto. And they give you some options to customize the, the ratio right here. So you can change the ratios on here as well. And very cool interfaces on both of these devices. And the thing that I like is that both of these devices do have a quick, smooth interface. But one thing to keep in mind is that we do get night vision. And they also give us group selfie right here in a separate option. So I just kind of want to let you guys know that, but you do have to rotate the device. It's telling us we have 30 frames or 60 frames per second, and when you go on 30 frames it will have stabilization, but when you go on 60 frames it won't have stabilization. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. But both of these cameras are really nice, but just keep in mind we are getting that telephoto on the A12, which is going to give you really good photos for distance. And we just get the macro and portrait on this guy. We do give you a 2 megapixel telephoto lens for the A12, and they do give you that wide angle 5 megapixel camera But on the Moto G Power, when it comes to the secondary cameras, you know, a 2 megapixel portrait and a 2 megapixel macro. So I just kind of want to throw that out there. Now, on the Moto G Power 2021, we are getting medium to balanced graphics, but it's actually better to put it at smooth and high. And you can actually see that right there when you set that, and you will get better gameplay on this guy. So for the Moto G Power, we are actually getting 6.5 inch display, TFT LCD IPS 19:5:9 with the 720 1560 pixels, as well as HD plus with the 264 pixels per inch. So compared to the other display, which is going to be 266, they're roughly about 2 pixels per inch away. So we're getting roughly, you know, better pixels when it comes to the Moto versus the, you know, the display on the A12 is going to be a little bit, you know, a little bit smaller, one inch smaller on there. So what's really cool about this guy is it does have a gaming mode, which lets you, you know, crop the screen, silence your phone, silence phone calls, and you can go into the settings right here, which will block notifications, block calls and things of that nature, blocks certain gestures and adaptive, you know, brightness and things like that. So I think that's pretty cool that it does have those features built right in as well. And when it comes to the graphics on this guy, you could see when we go to settings, you could actually put it on smooth and very high frame rate, or you could keep it at medium or balanced and medium. So I like to keep it on smooth and high frame rate, and then just play the game at that setting, because I think that's pretty cool, the way it performs like that. But as far as the Moto G Power, you can see the speakers do get plenty loud, so you don't have to worry about that. And basically this has a 720 by 1600 displays, 266 for the PPI, punch hole notch, 20:9 aspect ratio on the LCD IPS display. And it's definitely pretty medium density display with 6.6 inches. We also do have that, you know, that Snapdragon 662 clocked in at, you know, 11 nanometers, 2 gigahertz processing chip. So it's actually, you know, performs pretty decent when it comes to the gameplay on here. And you could definitely get some kills on here. You can definitely get some pretty decent performance on here as well on this guy. So I definitely think the graphics do perform pretty well on here. Just something to keep in mind, I think the Moto has a slightly better speaker quality with the Moto Auto, and they also do have on the Samsung Galaxy here, we have the MediaTek Helio P35 clocked in at 14 nanometers versus the 11 nanometer processing chip, so we don't get that high refresh rate when it comes to the gaming. We only get that regular setting, as you can see right here. So I just want to throw that out there for this game on this phone right now. We also do get an accelerometer, light sensor, proximity sensor, and fingerprint on this guy. But on the Moto, we get the gyroscope, compass, accelerometer, light sensor, and proximity sensor on that thing. So I just kind of want to throw that out there as well. We do also have a 6.5 TFT LCD IPS display at 19:5:9 aspect ratio on this guy. And it's easy to cover up the speaker on this thing, so I just kind of want to throw that out there, that it will be easy to cover up the speaker, but you get that 4 gigabytes with this 128. So it's definitely pretty speedy when you're using it and everything of that nature. I definitely think. It's pretty zippy when you're using it, but you definitely do have to get used to using the budget processing chip on this thing. But you can definitely get some kills on this guy if you really, you know, try to concentrate and everything like that. But the gameplay on here is pretty decent on this guy as well. So just something to note, that you can play some pretty decent gameplay on this guy too. But when it comes to the phones right here, they're both updated to the latest June software, but I do like the fact that the Samsung Galaxy A12 does have Android 11, and we do get Android 10 on the Moto, which is pretty okay, but I really do like the fact that we do get that Android 11 on the Samsung Galaxy device. But as far as the cameras, we are getting that night mode, right? We do get the photo mode on the A12, but we get the night mode on the Moto, so just keep that in mind. But they do have image stabilization on this thing on the Moto, and for this guy, I think, let me just check to see if there's an image stabilization feature. So they don't have that feature, but the motion steady feature is not available, but it's pretty decent when it comes to the video quality. So overall, I could definitely say that both of these devices are pretty good for the overall money. Let me know which one you think is pretty cool for the budget phone price segment of about under $200 right now. You get it for about $180 for the A12, and for the North American Moto G Power 2021, you can get it for around $200 as well. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'll check you guys there later, crew. Peace.